Hi, and welcome to the next video in the sequence of a Year to Change Your Life video series. The last one we looked at what we're going to achieve in a year's time. Where do we want to be? What we're going to do is we're now going to start bringing this back to present day. So the first thing we've done, we need to now look kind of from a monthly perspective where we need to be. So first thing we need to do is we need to really go back to that last point I made in the video, which was about we need to be thinking about where we're currently at. So kind of have that criteria in mind of what we're doing, kind of who we are, where we're at in things, what's our starting point. Okay, then looking at that, taking in mind our yearly goal, we need to sort of think about in where we want to be in 6 months' time. Okay, so we listed some of the topics and the areas that we need to be working on to actually take us through that journey. So with that in mind, in 6 months' time, how many of those topics have we been working on? Kind of what results have we seen? What progression we've made? How far have we come? Think about that 6 point mark in relation to where you're at and where you want to be. Where do you reckon you're going to be? And kind of write out those topics again, write out that goal in terms of where you're at in 6 months. We're then going to backtrack it. We're going to go next down to 3 months. So what we want to be doing is thinking about where, in relation to where we're at, looking at the 6 months, where we're going to be in 3 months' time. Okay, so what's our goal for the 3 months? Kind of how much have we achieved? What results are we seeing? What of those topics that we listed in the year are we working on? What areas are there to be focusing on? Okay, then of those 3 months that we've got, we're going to take that and then we're going to break that down, really look at that focus, and we're going to break it down into there's 3 months. So on each month we need to have a focus. So out of all those topics and areas that we talked about, which one are we going to focus on each month? And the easiest way to decide which ones to do is, out of all the areas you want to work on, what's the easiest? What are the things that you can do and you're going to be excited about doing and nothing's going to stop you from doing it? And you put that in the first month. What you're going to find challenging, you want to put in the last month, and the other one sits nicely in the middle. The main reason why we're going to get the ball rolling, and it kind of snowballs that we get the first one done and we feel really good and it blends nicely into the second one. We start working on the things in there, and then by the time we get to the challenging one, we've built so momentum that we're just going to carry on for it. Okay, so we're going to look at all the topics and the areas we're going to focus on in each month. Okay, so we've got our 3, so we know what we're going to be working on now. We've got an eye on where we're going to be in the future. But again, we're going to break it down, bring it down. So we're going to go back to this last month, okay? And then we're going to focus on kind of taking that month, that topic, those areas that we want to focus on. And I'm going to start to list the actions and steps that we need to work on in that first month to achieve that goal. And we just need you to list them out. So that doesn't need to be organised and structured. You just kind of what I would mostly call a mind dump, which is where we just get everything out of our head, everything we've been thinking about that we've got to work on in each area, and just kind of brainstorm and work it out and just get it onto paper and just list everything you're going to work through in that first month. Okay. So this is kind of where we're going at. So this is kind of what we call in the month's time. So we take that in relation to where we're at. We take the 6 month year goal, break it into 6 months, break it into 3 months, create 3 monthly focuses that we're going to really work on, then take the first month and make the action list for it. Okay, so we're really sort of going. So in terms of what we talked about last time, I'll give you a bit of a kind of example. We talked about that our month goal was we wanted to run a marathon from not doing any running at all. So in 6 months' time, where I'd want to be is basically be able to run a half marathon. So I should be having my training dialed in, my nutrition should be still at a certain point, I should be getting good quality sleep, I should have made time for exercise by that point so it becomes second nature. Okay, and I should have good planning. So that's where I want to be. Now I'm going to take that in 3 months' time where I want to be. So in 3 months' time, I might want to be able to run a 10k or at least 7k. So 7 to 10k, that's where I want to be. I want to have my exercise dialed in. I want to be really strong on my nutrition and sleep. But maybe my kind of lifestyle isn't quite yet, so I'm not going to focus on that. Okay. So in 3 months' time, we're going to be aiming for that 7k. So I've got those 3 areas that I'm going to focus on, which is exercise, nutrition, and sleep. So what I'm going to do is, out of those three, which is going to be the easiest for me. Okay, most people it's going to be the exercise. The hardest one is good, for me personally would be sleep, so I'm going to put that at the end. So I've got my three topics of focus. What I'm now going to do is take that first one and then break it down. So for me, that exercise. So what do I need to be able to do? So again, my goal at the end of the 3 months is to run 7.5, 10k. So basically, I need to break that down to 3 mini sort of milestones. So I know roughly what I need to be doing is around 3k by the end of the month one. I need to be thinking about, have I got my training gear? So my shirts, my trousers, I've got trainers. I need to think about planning when I'm training. What type of training am I doing? Do I need to go seek advice to help me put this together? Thinking about kind of other areas in terms of when it comes to running, as in how I'm going to recover, what stretching am I going to do? I'm going to have separate stretching days. Am I going to do any strength workouts again? What am I going to do? What does my week look like? Am I going to attend a class? Am I going to join a group? Do I need to research where the local running group is? Do I need to find where my local park run is? So you see, what I'm doing now is just getting all this information that's going to, all the things that I want to work on in that first month, ready to sort of then put it into some form of action plan. Okay, we're going to leave it there. I'm going to come back in the next video series and take this down. So take this first little month we produced and kind of think about it in even smaller terms until we get to the end of the video series where we're thinking about what we're doing tomorrow. Okay, thanks for today.